tonight on the news at 7. Ondo State government distributes relief materials to Akure rainstorm victims. Acting Governor Ayedatiwa reassures professionals of right environment to thrive. President Buhari condemns Benue killings, orders apprehension of attackers. And from the foreign scene, climate change threatens Kenyan livelihoods. Thank you very much for joining us tonight on the news. I am Oyewumi Ayinibera. Ondo State Acting Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa has reassured residents of Ondo State's government's commitment to their welfare by ensuring their rights to life and security. Ayedatiwa spoke while distributing relief materials to victims who were hit by rainstorm that devastated some areas in the state capital on the 26th and the 29th of March. Government House correspondent Timileyin Falade reports.
The heavy storm destroyed households, rendering many homeless in Ayedun, Enyala High School, and Araromi, all in Akure State capital, while thanking God that no life was lost in the incidents. Ayedatiwa is also the chairman of the State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, reiterated government's determination to continuously assist the people of the state, especially during the stress. Ayedatiwa commiserated with the victims of the rainstorm disaster and thereafter handed over some building and relief items to them.
While our administration will do all in our capacity to give succor to people affected by all kinds of disaster across the state, whose lives and livelihood may have been altered, it is expected that our people at the grassroots level should join us in advocating for a disaster-free environment by cultivating the culture of planting trees that will serve as windbreakers in our communities and to continue to discourage the indiscriminate felling of trees and the blocking of water channels and drainages. May I remind us that while disaster does not just occur in a vacuum, whenever it strikes our local communities, an environment which remains our most valued possession becomes seriously affected. Let us therefore join hands and work together in this onerous task of enhancing our communal resilience and protecting our valued environmental assets.
Chairman Akure South Local Government, Mr. Benga Olaniyi, appreciated Governor Akredolu for his quick intervention in bringing succor to the people.
Relief material deserve a round of applause.
The beneficiaries described the gesture as a commendable effort by the present administration. Some of the items distributed include roofing sheets, bags of cement, nails, among others. Timileyin Falade, Osrc News.
Also, the Ondo State Acting Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa says the state would soon employ more health workers for the advancement of lives and of its citizens. Ayedatiwa gave this hint when the leadership of Association of Hospital and Administrative Pharmacists of Nigeria, 8Th Apr, paid him a courtesy visit. Government House correspondent Timileyin Falade again reports.
The leadership of Association of Hospital and Administrative Pharmacists of Nigeria was led on the courtesy visit by the national chairman, Olabode Ogunjemiyo. Mr. Ogunjemiyo expressed their appreciation to the governor for his dedication and selfless service towards the development of the health sector in the state, particularly in appointing a pharmacist as permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health. He equally acknowledged the various infrastructure developments across the state, describing Governor Akeredolu's administration an impactful one.
We also appreciate Mr. Governor for appointing pharmacist Mrs. Olufumilayo Sojolere FPSM as a member of the State Public Complaints, Financial Crimes, Corruption Commission. This is also marvelous in our sight. The appointment of Fan Dr. Amos Ayebusi as the Executive Secretary, Ondo State Drugs and Health Commodities Management Agency also gladdens our hearts as the state moves in the positive direction to ending the menace of out-of-stock syndrome in its health facilities.
In his remarks, the acting governor said the government would sustain the leading position of the state in health, education, security, and infrastructural strides within the available resources in the state.
Primary function of any government is security and welfare of the people. That is the primary mandate. This administration realizes that we try within our capacity and the resources available at our disposal to ensure that we do this. Then employment of more pharmacists in our health sector. Last Executive Council meeting, the Executive Council approved the employment of more health workers, and I'm sure pharmacists is one of the categories of health workers that will definitely be employed.
8th Apr further affirmed that government will continue to create an enabling environment for people to thrive in their various endeavors in the state.
You have to buckle up, which forms part of your demands or request to be back. And it's also noted, especially designation. I haven't implemented the consultancy cadre, but giving them that designation and being remunerated accordingly. We will continue to look at the system and see how best we can also advance our cause as a government to bring better life to our people and promote their cause and ensure that we make the environment enabling enough for all of them to thrive in their various endeavors.
Head of Service, Kayode Ogundele, Commissioner for Health, Baji Ajaka, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Fuluke Aladinola, among others, joined the acting governor to receive the team. Timileyin Falade, Osrc News.
And now moving to Easter celebration stories. But rest assured of adequate security, celebrate moderately, and stay vigilant as you embark on travels during this Easter celebration. These assurances and advisory are from the security agencies in Ondo State, who have pledged sustained synergy to guarantee safety of lives and property during this season. As the celebration intensifies, the state has continued to receive individuals with motor parks witnessing a resurgence in activities. Saeed Aribisala has the report.
Inter and intra-state travels is on the increase. This is evident from the volume of vehicles on highways as Nigerians seek to utilize the holidays occasioned by the Easter celebration. Reuniting with loved ones, slipping away from the intensity of work since the start of the year are reasons for these.
The Ilesha Garage here within Akure Metropolis is one of the final destinations for buses who have been on the road for hours headed into Ondo State, particularly the state capital. And we're here to get a feel from travelers what the travel experience has been like. Are you traveling for the Easter?
Yes, I just came in for the Easter from Lagos. It was smooth, a bit of traffic from around Bega, but other places were fine.
I'm coming from Lagos State. By the time we left, the hold up is not much. But later on our way coming, someone called that the hold up is somewhere in Ibadan.
A lot of traffic on that roadblock, between roadblock Orito Bele Junction. And other come from our boss that we should go and clear the place. So no vehicle should be parking, even especially commercial vehicle that are bringing passenger down to Akure. Instead of staying there, they should come straight to the park. This is where government give to us, as in approve for us.
For transporters, motor parks are witnessing a resurgence of some sort with an increase in patronage, but this also comes with more responsibility on the managers.
Àwọn èrò jáde wọ́n dẹ̀ wọ mọ́tò kò dẹ̀ sí wàhálà ó ní tá gbé kalẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ̀dínwó tó tẹ́lẹ̀ ní Ìbàdàn bí à ń gbé ní 3,500-4,000 lásìkò sí bá à ń gbé Ìbàdàn ní 2,500.
While the inflow and outflow of persons at this time continues, with residents in different parts of Ondo State in celebration mood, security agencies are raising their guard during this season. Special Advisor to the Governor on Security Matters, Adetunji Adeleye, assures residents and visitors alike of a safe celebration.
Men of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps and the police embarked on show of force. In the same way, men of the Ondo State Security Network Agency and even the military also embarked on show of force in virtually all the local government headquarters and border towns. And this continues until the end of the festivities.
Adeleye, who is also commander of the State Security Network Agency, said 1,000 Amotekun officers have been deployed to enhance security during the celebration.
We've embarked on 24-hour patrol of all major roads in and out of the state and within the metropolis. We also have a special team that is called the Border Patrol Team, that ensures that miscreants and criminals don't take advantage of this holiday to embarrass the celebrants.
For the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, that deployed over 1,000 tactical operatives in the state, the advisory to residents is to celebrate in moderation and stay conscious of their environment.
The level of consciousness is high, and that has helped us in a way to actually police the state. Now, we want to employ our people. They will be traveling from one location to the other. We want to tell them to up their security awareness.
Aiding this advisory and becoming conversant with security agencies' emergency response will be citizens' part of the bargain of ensuring a secured environment. Sahira Ribisala, OSRC News.
Meanwhile, the Christian Association of Nigeria, Ondo State Chapter, has tasked Christians to continue to work in unity so as to overcome the syndrome of divide and rule of our society. The chairman, Father Aslim Ologunwa, in a statement rejoiced with Christians, noting that Easter is a climax of Christian faith. According to Ologunwa, Easter is a unique period where sorrows turn into joy and hopelessness to glory through the death and resurrection of Lord Jesus Christ. He urged Christians to continue to imbibe the virtues of peace, love, sacrifice, and forgiveness, which are the lesson of Easter. Father Ologunwa, who also described 2023 as a very critical year in Nigeria, thanked God for our successful general elections despite the hues and cries, and urged Christians to continue to cooperate with one another in the task of building a strong and united nation. In the meantime, former Vice President and PDP presidential candidate in the just concluded presidential election, 8th Abubakar, says those seeking to divide Nigerians under the guise of religion or ethnicity must not be allowed to succeed. 8th, in his 2023 Easter message, said Nigerians must collectively own the nation's multifarious problems and find solutions to overcome them. According to 8th, this commemoration is a time for deep reflection as it marks the sacrifice of Jesus Christ and his victory over death, adding that it is also a time for Nigerians, regardless of faith or ethnicity, to come together to pray for the peace of the nation. Also, the Inspector General of Police Usman Baba has directed surveillance around worship centers, parks, highways, train stations, and other strategic locations as Nigerians join the rest of the world to mark the 2023 Easter celebration. The IG, while reassuring Nigerians the commitment of the police to ensuring security of lives, charged police commissioners and zonal assistant inspector general of police to ensure in-depth security checks and patrol of all public spaces and essential government assets. Usman Baba equally charged all supervising officers to take necessary precautions to ensure a crime-free and peaceful environment for religious, cultural, and other socio-economic activities and boost the confidence of the general public. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police IGP Usman Baba has ordered the posting and redeployment of 21 Assistant Inspectors General of Police AIGs to various departments, commands, and formations. Force Public Relations Officer Muyiwa Adejobi in a statement said the posting is in line with the IGP's mandates and strategies to strengthen the operational structures of commands, departments, and formations. The IGP charged all the newly posted and redeployed officers to put their best foot forward in ensuring that the activities of their new commands, formations, and departments align with the police reform mandate. He also tasked them to ensure compliance with all standard operating procedures in the discharge of their responsibilities. You're still watching Osrc News at 7. After the break, we'll bring you more stories. Please stay. Glad to have you back. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook OSRC TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. Another senior civil servant of Ondo State government has taken a bow from service amidst celebration. Mr. Solomon Adelegon, who started his career as a casual worker in the State Civil Service, retired as Director of Commercial Services, Ondo State Water Corporation, under the Ministry of Water Resources, Public Sanitation, and Hygiene. Omorion La Ongbeje reports that the celebrant served the state government for 35 years.
Mr. Solomon Adelegon was born 6 decades ago into the family of Prince and Princess Adelegon of Iguba in Akure North local government area of Ondo State. Adelegon obtained his primary and secondary education in the community and obtained his master's degree in business administration from Achievers University, Owo, in Ondo State. He started work in the Ondo State Civil Service as a casual worker, got converted to a technical assistant on grade level 3 by the management of Ondo State Water Corporation, where he is retiring as the Director of Commercial Services. Praising him for his good services towards the growth of the department, Commissioner for Water Resources Fatai Olotu and other officers said Mr. Adelegon is one of the most distinguished officers in the ministry.
He is very passionate about work as a civil servant. He is equally very passionate about his success.
We are gathered here today to celebrate an icon, a juggernaut, and colossus in labor unionism.
Within the sector of water resources, he has performed excellently. Among the labor leaders, he has really tried his best.
Mr. Adelegon, who colleagues say has made an indelible mark as a unionist in Ondo State, initiated the upgrading of secretaries at the civil service from level 8 to level 14. Former Governor of Ondo State, Dr. Olusegun Mimiko, was among leaders that testified to his excellent work ethics.
He's a good man, and I think he succeeded He succeeded as a labor leader and has the potential also to succeed more. He did not only have passion for the job, he has passion for the survival of government service.
For Mr. Solomon Adelegon, now that he is officially retired from the civil service of Ondo State, he is excited to break new grounds.
I think the remaining part of my life should be dedicated to serve myself and humanity, like I've been doing in the past. So it is time for me to really sit down, plan for the next step.
An icon, an husband indeed, courageous, industrious, mentor, a man of exemplary character.
Mr. Solomon Adelegon, a divorced Christian of Christ Apostolic Church, retired after spending 35 years in service. Omoriola Hungwiji, Osrc News.
The 36th state chairman of the Labour Party, LP, and some members of the party's National Working Committee have passed a vote of confidence in the leadership of the party's national chairman, 8th Apr. They say the action of 8th Apr and few individuals is illegal and decisions taken are null and void. Apr had declared himself as the party's national chair in the wake of a fresh legal crisis rocking the party, whose flag bearer, Peter Obi, is challenging the outcome of the February 25 presidential poll. The 36th state chairman of the party called on Abure, whom they recognize as the national chairman of the party, to immediately call for a National Executive Committee NEC meeting. They hailed the decision of the trustees of the party, the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC, and the Trade Union Congress TUC for their decision to stand by Abure, insisting that due process must be followed for any removal or suspension to take effect. A Federal Capital Territorial High Court on Wednesday sacked Abure as LP chairman and restrained 3 others from parading themselves as national officers of the party. President Muhammadu Buhari has condemned the extreme violence and killings of scores of people in Benue State within 1 week. The president, in a statement by spokesperson Gary Bashew, condemned the use of terrorism as a tool in intercommunal conflicts, directing that the attackers be found and dealt with swiftly under the law. It directed the Department of State Services, the Nigerian Police Force, and military commanders to enhance surveillance on every front and to immediately review the security management in the affected areas. The president also conveyed his grief and sympathy to the families of those who lost their lives due to the attacks. And now to the foreign scene. The Horn of Africa is experiencing its longest and most severe drought on record, pushing millions of people to the brink of starvation. It is a situation made worse by the climate crisis. Odwaya Saya has details. We sincerely apologize that we couldn't bring that report. Now we move to sport. Super Falcons head coach Randy Wardrum has praised his players for their overall performance in Friday night's friendly win against Haiti. The 9th-time African champions defeated the North Americans 2-1 at the Emirates Sports Complex. Esther Okoronkwo opened scoring for the Super Falcons from a superb free kick 5 minutes before the break, following a long period of dominance, and Barcelona Femeni forward Azizat Oshoala doubled Nigeria's advantage 2 minutes before the hour mark. The Super Falcons have now recorded back-to-back wins for the first time since their participation at the 2022 African Women's Cup of Nations in Morocco. Wardrum said the overall performance and individual performances were very good for the team. The Super Falcons will take on New Zealand in their second friendly next week, Tuesday. And with that sports story, we conclude the news tonight. But before we go, a quick look at the top stories. We told you in the news that the Ondo State government has distributed relief materials to victims of the March 26th and 29th rainstorm that devastated some areas in Akure, the state capital. The Ondo acting governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, has reassured professional bodies in the state of conducive environment to thrive. President Muhammadu Buhari has condemned the violence and killings in Benue State and has ordered the immediate arrest of perpetrators of the attack. And from the foreign scene, we told you that the Horn of Africa is experiencing its longest and most severe drought on record and is pushing millions of people to the brink of starvation. And that's the news tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Happy Easter celebration. Good night.